Game, so obviously, like it teaches a lot of skills, the athleticism that you need, the hand-eye coordination, and the teamwork, obviously, that you need to play lacrosse. But in when kind of relating back to Noden, when he was talking about like the occupation of these different forts, and one fort in particular, Fort Michilimackinac, which is on the mainland of Mackinac, not Mackinac Island, but it's on the mainland. So if any of you have ever gone across the Mackinac Bridge towards the southern part of Michigan, towards like Mount Pleasant or Gaylord or anywhere down there, you'll see it, and it's right on the right side as soon as you cross over the bridge. So in this game, at the time it was being occupied by the Americans.
Nope. British.
British. Okay, so at the time, kind of as like Odawa and Ojibwe people, we kind of went on. We kind of jumped sides a little bit. We were on the American side, and then we kind of seen their views, as Noden said, and then we switched to the British. But so at the time, we were against the British, and so when they were taking over this fort, they were playing lacrosse right at the front gates, and so. We had the women. They were kind of standing near the gate, and they had like their robes and stuff like that on. And they were standing there watching the men play the game, right? Because this is a men's game. And so the men were playing, and so what ended up happening is they accidentally threw the ball into the fort over the big walls, like you see kind of like in the movies, right? They have these big long pillar walls, and they're too high. You can't like just throw a ladder up and try to jump over before you get shot down or stuff like that. So the only way in was through this gate, and so they weren't just going to open the gate, they couldn't just walk in through the doors and take it over, right? They'd see them coming if they had their bows and their clubs and their axes. And so they threw the ball in, and so what ended up happening is the British on the inside were watching the men play and stuff like that, and they were quite entertained because they seen the athleticism that they had. And so they threw the ball in, and they said, oh, we want to watch these guys keep playing, so they let them come in, grab the ball, and then they let them play again. And so they keep playing and continue playing, and then so the second time they throw the ball over the walls and into the fort, and they say, okay, they came in, they were nice, they grabbed their ball and they kept playing, so we'll let them do it again. And when they opened the gates, all the women that were along the wall, close to the gate, when the men came in, they opened up their robes, and they actually hid their axes and their clubs and stuff like that under their robes. So as the men went in to go retrieve the ball, that's when they grabbed their clubs and they ended up taking over the fort, and that's how the British lost Fort Michilimackinac the first time.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's clever, right?
It's very smart, and so you kind of see these games that we use a lot in war, and then just the strategy in the game. And how it relates back into like our young men and the way we use it more.
No, I was just gonna kind of add on to what Miish said. When the fort took over this was actually prior to the War of 1812. This happened in 1763 during Pontiac's rebellion. So Pontiac incited a revolt, which was an Odawa from down south. He incited revolt and ended up banding together many different nations and tribes, and they took over, and they attempted actually they didn't successfully, but they attempted to take over Fort Detroit, which is present-day Detroit, Michigan now. 3 weeks later, this is when exactly what Miish was talking about, the Ojibways and the Odawas of Michilimackinac area decided to take over the fort as they were trying to take over the forts back and recite because Britain controlled, as I was saying earlier, Britain controlled most of these forts at the time, and they wanted to transfer their power from the British back over to the French, because they saw the French were a lot more nicer in terms of trading, and they had a better relationship with the French as opposed to the English. So that's exactly what Miish said. So they took over the fort with this game of lacrosse that they were playing. Yeah.
And actually, you guys got to do that, went and actually did that back at the fort or around that area. The boys actually went down to do a show down there. It was pretty neat.
There you go. Bob!
Big bad, big bad. Oh, oh.